We talk about one dude that really started on your show. Melody MC was his name back then.
Melody MC, Melody.
We know him as Maestro, but
I love that boy.
Talk about that story of you meeting him for the first time and what that was like.
Man, meeting him for the first time, I don't know what it was like for the first time. Has he told you that story?
Nah.
I don't remember the first time with Maestro. I just remember that Maestro was not in the normal clique of rappers. All these rappers in Toronto thought that they were the cool-ish, all right? And they thought a guy like Maestro sounded whack. That's the honest-to-God truth. Maestro was a victim of the hate that Toronto's famous for. And if him and Farley didn't ignore everybody else and not pay attention to all that negativity, they probably would not have, gotten to where they are now. So Maestro did his stuff silently. You know
so
what I mean?
that was going on back then too, huh?
Is it going on now?
As far as we know, yeah.
Oh, it was really bad back then, man.
We Torontonians like our bad traditions.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. When Maestro started showing everybody that he was selling records and being successful, everyone was walking around stunned. They couldn't understand and they couldn't believe it and they did not bless it. They were envious, jealous, and still full of hate.
Wow.
So ask Maestro if I'm telling any lies. He knows it because, again, I was one of those few people that I guess was mature enough to see above it and beyond it and, give the guy some support. They thought him wearing a tuxedo and that was the wackest thing any rapper could ever done, but it was a gimmick. Yeah. We can now look back and say, my boy had some marketing ideas,
Yeah, it was
Back then they were like dissing my boy, saying, yo, he got lucky. Every day there was a conversation. Why is Maestro selling? Why is he working? People are confused. Oh, it must be white people only buying his records because he ain't cool, but you know what I mean? He ended up being cool, so I'll give him all the love I gave back then.
I could speak as an immigrant coming back here at the time. When I saw the Maestro video, I just thought it was a dope video, and all the more reason that I was proud when I found out he was from here.
Yeah,
because I didn't even. I looked at it.
It was just
I looked at Much Music and just thought this was just this dude coming out, and it was a dope video. And wow, he's from here too. Yeah. That's crazy. Talk about Mishi Me as well too.
And Maestro always loved Big Daddy Kane, by the way, too. I'll hail that up. You can see the relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Mishi, she got her bus from, Sounds Like Sunshine that were there before me that, she could go on the mic at, 14 or 13 and perform. And still to this day, I think there's still a problem with lack of female MCs. When you are a female MC in Toronto or in Canada, you have an opportunity to be someone, special, gifted, talented. And Mishi, she survived, through time. She was talented from the beginning. She was raw. She was energetic. She was attractive. She knew what was going on. She was also, someone that Beat Factory could work with and focus on and not have to worry about that artist not being mature enough to handle what was going to come to them. So, Mishi, if you're out there, man, lots of love going out to you, man.
Mishi was
pioneer in this whole movement.
Mishi was hanging out with us this morning at Martin Grove as well, so big shouts to her.
Man. And you know what? There's so many things we want to get into, but I want to talk really importantly about another important movement that you started. Of course, the concerts, the idea of bringing artists from the States over here.
Battle.
Yeah, the battle.
And this is what I'm getting at, okay?
Did you do...
Because, okay, first off, when it came to concerts, you were definitely the dude that were bringing the LL Cool J. Run down a list, just a short list of the people that you...
There's no list, man. You name it. If it's old school, I've probably done it.
Okay.
I did the first concert tour that ever came to North America. That's the one that I'm most proud of in a sense, from a commercial point of view. That was Run DMC, Public Enemy, and EPMD. And I've done Public Enemy in concert 4 times. I brought Salt and Pepper here, Heavy D, MC Shan. I brought Ice-T. I brought Ice Cube, Biz Markie, Roxanne Shante.
Wow.
A dude by the name of KRS-One.
It goes on. Boogie Down Productions, of course.
Now we talk about KRS-One.
My friends, my family.
We talk about KRS-One.
Sorry, go ahead.
And you talk about the battles.
Where?
What were you guys thinking in terms of confidence? Because we don't seem to have it now, where you were actually bringing local MCs to battle these already at that level artists. I mean...
Okay, those artists didn't know they were at that level because they were still naive.
Right.
And you're talking about KRS-One and those guys.
I'm talking about KRS-One, Biz Markie, Roxanne Shante. That was Biz Markie's first time out of New York, as a matter of fact, when he came here to battle.
Crazy.
And I remember him being at the border, being rude to the guy. You know, the border can be when you drive through the border.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
there cussing off the immigration guy or the immigration woman, and he's like, I don't care, I'll send for my pops. Like, he really didn't know where he was, and I had to go and beg and beg and beg for them to even let him across the border. But what happened back then cannot happen now. Back then, it wasn't all about money. You cannot pay artists enough now for them to come here and put their careers on the line and battle.
Yeah.
That just shows you that the stage of the music was full of so much love and innocence and naivety that I didn't have to trick or distort or manipulate people in order to get them to agree to come here and battle. So yeah, I said, all right, Toronto has an identity crisis. We've got a lot of talent here. We need to put this city on the map. So it was my mentality that said, let's create a battle and make some noise so we will be recognized as a market that, you know, has hip-hop.
Something going on.
And what was the first battle you put on?
That was it. It was called a battle. I believe the flyer's right there on your laptop.
Yes. But I just want them to get an idea of what the battle exactly was.
Was that the Rumble?
Well, I basically broke the elements down. There's a battle of the MCs, battle of the female MCs, battle of the human beatbox,
dope.
battle of the DJs. So again, Bismarck, he was up here and he battled against Mighty Mouth Rock and the next dude. I can't. All the names are not coming back to me now, but it was a classic battle because nobody had ever seen Biz battle before. And when this guy was battling, New York was so crazy. His pants literally fell down because he wore that loose pants with the Gucci underwear underneath. So as he's doing his beatbox and looking very intense, you see the pants are slowly falling down to the ground. And yo, the kids were tripping, man. That's all I can say. And what's her name now? Roxanne Shante, who had Roxanne's Revenge, tearing up all of North America and the world. You know,
she battled Missy Me, right?
She got to battle against I think it was Fly K and somebody else, and Missy Me had her turn in one of the other battles as well. But all of those, Missy Me eventually battled another girl from New York too, because we did a couple of battles named Sugar K. But
and who battled KRS-One?
Who battled KRS-One now?
Rumble didn't go at it?
I heard Rumble.
I think it was Rumble.
Yeah.
I think it was Rumble. But those were just opportunities. Like I said, we did well. We represented. KRS-One, when he came to battle, was totally in the battle. He did not front. He loved it. He was having an orgasm on stage because he, as he says, is the embodiment of hip hop.
Right.
He knew that back then.
Yeah.
He was not joking. He really felt that he is all about hip hop.
Yeah.
So I can still see it to this very day. He took it seriously. He loved what he saw. He loved the whole energy, the whole atmosphere kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
I bet.
It was real.
BDP's Criminal Minded gives you Ron Nelson and the Toronto Posse a shout out in the liner notes, which is a beautiful thing as well too. Did you feel back then that after doing all these shows and stuff that Toronto was at all getting any sort of credibility outside of the city? Was it?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't know. I don't think so. I think in order for the city to have had real credibility, then we needed to have an artist here that sold, that was on the same level as the top artists in New York, and that still is a problem today. I think to get that respect, we need to have somebody that turns the market over in terms of who they are and what they do and how they come off.